With everything inspected where we want it to be, we had to take it apart one more time because now we're at the final stage.
It is a dial with an SUV going downhill. That is your downhill assist.
Good afternoon, Defiant Japers, and welcome to another episode. Today we got another project going on, and it was more of a maintenance repair, more maintenance than repair, but either way it's going to fall into the same category. And what I'm talking about is I actually discovered a leak. Now, this is something that may be common or uncommon depending on the climate, weather condition, or age. And what I've been noticing is I've been losing windshield washer fluid, and I couldn't find or determine where it is, but I think I got it all buttoned down. Or at least figure it out, not button down, but I got to figure out where it's coming from. But remember that I am in Las Vegas. It is like super hot, so all I see is dry residue, but I believe this is my situation. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Alrighty, so right here at the driver's side of Defiant, and right here, right behind the computer, I'm gonna use my flashlight as a stick. You can see, where is it? Okay, you got all this green residue that my flashlight just touched. That is dry windshield washer fluid. I know that most cases windshield washer fluid is blue, but I use the green Rain-X one, so that's how I know it's windshield washer fluid. This right here, this is the pump, and right under it is a seal, and that over time and temperature will start to leak. Let me give you an idea what I'm talking about. Alrighty, so right under the pump you have this little guy right here. It is an actual neat little seal, and it comes with the what do you call that little screen? I'm just gonna call it a screen. I don't really know what it's called. Maybe a filter or a strainer, but it keeps all the little debris from going through the hose that hits the squirters at the other end or on the hood. So this is what we're gonna replace. Let me go ahead and open up this package here. All right, so here it is. Let me give you a closer look at that. I mean, it's super simple. It's a pop on and off, in and out. Should be a relatively easy job, even for the novice guy who's never done this before. Now, the product that I'm using is not a factory Mopar one. I'm using a Dorman 49459, which is relatively inexpensive at any parts house. You can get it for like, I don't know, 20 bucks, something like that. But I'll also leave you a link below if you still want to go ahead and support my channel and buy it from my Amazon store, but or DefiantJeep.com. I'm sorry, but let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be super simple. Pretty much disconnect the wire, pop off the pump, take the old one of this off of the pump, slide this one on the new pump, and then put it all back together. It should be super simple. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Alrighty, so we are here back at the driver's side, right behind the computer, right here where my hand is. And here is the pump. Now, the pump, I'm sorry, my hands are in the way, but you can see that the pump is right here. I'm using my finger to point to it. So I'm just gonna use just a little bit of strength here. This little stud is just a stud, but it's all plastic. All you gotta do is just pop it off. But let me see what's the best I can do without obstructing, which I don't seem to be successful in that, but it was just that easy. You see how it just popped it right off? Now it's just dangling there. Now, as far as I know, I'm supposed to just pull up on it. There it is. I got it out, but I still have not disconnected the electrical connector, but I may not have to be honest. That it would probably be easier. Let me see if I can maneuver my way in here. So there it is. Oops, I'm jiggling my camera. I should find a way to take this connector off, to be honest. This way I don't mess with your view of things. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Okay, just like any other Chrysler connector, you see it right there? Let's see how we're gonna do that. I wonder if it's a squeeze. Maybe I'll pry it off. really hate to break it because I'm mad right now if I, or I will be mad if I break it because I gotta clean my windows. I just want to be careful. I don't want to bust off anything that shouldn't be coming off. All right, let me be patient about this. Let me go ahead and figure it out so that I can remove it without breaking it, and I'll show you the end result. Alrighty, for all intents and purposes of this video, I'm still struggling to remove this electrical connector, and of course I'm not going to try and be barbaric about it because it can be brittle. I don't want to break it, and all I'm doing is just changing the little filter screen on it, or the seal, so it's just easy enough to, oops, I just dropped my camera. Let me readjust this. Here we go. Hopefully that'll do it. I'm just gonna, there it is. So this little guy, I'll put it to the side. I'll show it back to you in a second. Let's go ahead and grab a brand new clean one. Okay, we're gonna put the clean one in its place. Ooh, and I just dropped my pump, but it's okay. All the hoses are still connected to it, so it's like not a far fetch to grab it. So let's go ahead and, there it is. Let's mate this, and it is a tighter fit. Oops, hope I didn't break it. Yeah, it is nice. Now all we gotta do, honestly, is find the hole. Now, when removing this pump, and I'm sorry, my hands are like so in the way, the hole where it goes to, you can see it right there. If your reservoir was full, you'd see a ton of leakage. I mean, it would be coming out. But luckily that my pump or my reservoir is empty, I don't gotta worry about all that mess. So let's just try and get these hoses out of the way because it's on a T. Let's find the hole. And what I'm gonna do, get in there. Let me find you. There you go, I think. Let me try and not put clunky hands in the way. And, you know, I was trying to make this job as easy as possible. There it is, I found the hole. I hope I shoved it in well. Let's snap it back. Okay, now it feels like it's in there well. It's snapped back in place. It's all good to go. Let me draw this back for a second. Now, you're right here, right behind your computer. You have this plug and this plug. If the job makes it easier for you, you can remove these. It's just these two red levers. Each one of them has one. This very first one, it is directly connected to the hoses on the pump, which is not a problem. This one right here, you can see that, where is it? Right here, where my finger is, there's a zip tied under it. It's like one of them little Christmas tree kind of things. You'd have to pry this off and then get this off. But by removing these, you have a lot more space to work down there where the pump is. And since I did not move the electrical connector, everything should be good. And hopefully I am leak free. I'm gonna go ahead and fill up my reservoir and let's see how it goes. Alrighty, so I know you guys are gonna make fun of me, but I like to use a funnel. I just don't like to make a mess. So if you wanna call me names, that's cool, I'm good with it, you know. And as I mentioned earlier, I use the green Rain-X stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use this bottle to fill up my reservoir. And I'm gonna try and monitor this to make sure that it doesn't leak. Here we go. Let's go ahead and pour it in there. That is a nice pour. Now, this was not a full bottle. I did use a little bit of it in a previous fill just to make sure I was topped off. And the reservoir itself is not full, but it is full enough for right now. Let me go ahead and put this down. Alrighty. So, okay, let's go ahead and close this cover on here. And I'm a dork. What do I do with my flashlight? I want to make sure that's not leaking down there. Probably got a little hasty on my fill. And I did notice as I was pouring it through a funnel how it kind of swirled and splashed up. I got a little bit right here, but I know what that is. So long as it's not leaking from back there, or I replaced the seal in that filter, I should be fine. Let me find, what did I do with my flashlight? Give me a second, let me get my flashlight. All right, here it is. It seems to be holding well. So far, so good. All right. Yeah, it does not appear to be leaking. I will give it a day or so, and we'll go ahead and touch on this one again. But for right now, let me tell you a little bit of something about this. Alrighty, let me show you the filter that I went ahead and removed, or the sealant filter. There it is right there. You can actually see it's dirty, it's grimy, it's collected some stuff. The filter or the screen still looks kind of clean, but honestly, because the seal where the surface is actually made on the rim of the seal itself is dirty, I'm sure that just gave up after time. So it was like, you know, for the inexpensive, what, 20 bucks, you know, I went ahead and I replaced it out. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the squirter nozzles on the hood. Those are super cheap also. I got 2 of them for my JK hood for like 10 bucks. Super cheap. I'll leave a link for those as well if you're interested. But for right now, I think we're good. Let me just give you one more look at the work that we had done. All right, driver's side. Let me put this filter down. Reservoir, computer, pump down there. If I can get a little focus on there. But it's looking good. I put my flashlight down there. There's no leaks. Everything looking good so far. And like I said, I'll keep an eye on it next couple of days to see how it's looking. Or honestly, if I see any kind of puddle tomorrow, it's still an indicator it is still leaking and it may be somewhere else, or this seal didn't take. All right, Defiant Jeepers, this is a super simple, very easy, relatively quick. I mean, I did it like in 15 minutes. It doesn't take much. I could have made myself more space by removing those 2 large connectors. I could have made it a little faster by removing the electrical connector. But you know, I still got it done relatively fast. You know, in my case, I'm only replacing the seal, where I wasn't actually replacing the pump. If it was the case where I was replacing the actual pump, then I go through those extra steps. The 2 large plugs on the side of the ECM or whatever that computer is, get all that stuff out of the way, make myself more space. Take a little bit more time to figure out how that electrical connector gets plugged on. I didn't know if it was just a plug it in and pull it off, if there was one of those Mopar locks on there, and I didn't want to chance it. Again, you know, Defiance is 2017, right now it's 2025, and I know it's only 7 years, but it's constantly under the hood, a lot of heat, and of course a lot of time has passed. I'm more concerned that if it was brittle, I'm going to break it, then I'd be kind of stuck without a windshield wiper motor for the moment. And I really can't have that because I go off-roading a lot and I need those wipers. But either way, my job is done here, but you can make it a little easier by taking the extra steps that I had mentioned. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope I was able to show you something relatively easy to do, get her done. And if you didn't know how to do this, hopefully you do now. As I mentioned before, I'll leave a link for the seal with the little filter screen on there. I'll leave another link for the windshield washer squirters for the hood. I'll get that done in the description. And thank you for joining me. I really hope I was able to help you out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And of course, visit us on all of our, join us on all our social platforms. And of course, visit us at www.defiantjeep.com, where you can find out about Jeep performance accessories, camping gear, and other merch. We love to see you on the trail.